Beloved brothers and sisters, Allah in His infinite wisdom is always guiding us, even when we feel lost, uncertain or uncomfortable in our current circumstances. Often, the feelings of unease, restlessness, or dissatisfaction that we experience are not random emotions but signs from Allah that He is redirecting our lives towards something better. The Quran reminds us, and it may be that you dislike a thing while it is good for you, and it may be that you love a thing while it is bad for you. Allah knows and you know not. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:216. What may feel like a moment of confusion, discomfort, or anxiety is often the beginning of a divine shift, guiding you toward a path that aligns with your true purpose, growth, and blessings. The first sign that Allah is redirecting your life is sudden clarity or insight after periods of confusion. Perhaps you have felt stuck in a relationship, career, or personal situation, unsure of which way to turn. Suddenly, a decision becomes clear, an idea surfaces, or your heart senses the right course of action. This clarity is not coincidental, it is Allah's guidance preparing you to make choices that will align your life with His plan. Real-life experiences demonstrate this principle. A person struggling in their career may experience a moment of insight just before meeting someone who opens doors to new opportunities, or someone facing relational challenges may suddenly understand the steps necessary to move forward with wisdom and compassion. The second sign is the appearance of unexpected opportunities and doors opening in ways that were previously unseen. Often when Allah redirects your life, He removes obstacles and creates circumstances that guide you toward what is best. Perhaps a job opportunity appears at the right moment, a friend introduces you to a mentor, or a path that seemed closed becomes suddenly accessible. These openings are carefully timed, and they remind us that Allah is orchestrating our journey with precision, ensuring that every step leads us closer to the life He has prepared. The third sign is people entering or leaving your life in ways that reflect divine alignment. Sometimes, relationships end or change, and while it may feel painful at the moment, it is a sign that Allah is making space for what is better suited to your growth. Similarly, new individuals may enter your life, offering guidance, support, or companionship that aligns with your path. The Quran emphasizes that Allah places people and situations in our lives with purpose, and we made some of them allies to others, and some of them enemies. Surah Al-Anfal 8:73. Recognizing these shifts helps you trust that every interaction is part of a larger divine design. The fourth sign is inner peace and hope, even when external circumstances remain uncertain. You may feel a deep sense of calm, reassurance, or faith that despite challenges, Allah is leading you towards something better. This sense of hope is a spiritual compass, guiding you through confusion and fear, and indicating that your heart is aligned with Allah's direction. The fifth sign is recurring reminders, synchronicities, and gentle nudges from Allah. These may appear as repeated lessons, timely conversations, or subtle signs that point you toward reflection, change, or action. When you pay attention, you notice that Allah's guidance is continuous and personal, and that He is actively redirecting your life toward His perfect plan, ensuring that your journey leads to growth, blessings, and fulfillment. Understanding that feelings of discomfort, doubt, or restlessness can be divine signals is a powerful first step in recognizing that Allah may be redirecting your life. Many of us experience moments when we feel uneasy about our current circumstances, whether it is in our career, relationships, spiritual journey, or personal development. These feelings can appear confusing or even frustrating, leaving us questioning why we feel unsettled despite having seemingly stable or comfortable conditions. Yet these emotions are often not random or meaningless. Allah in His infinite wisdom uses these moments to awaken our hearts and minds, signaling that changes are forthcoming and that a different path, often better aligned with our ultimate purpose, is being prepared. The Quran reminds us, and it may be that you dislike a thing while it is good for you, and it may be that you love a thing while it is bad for you. Allah knows, and you know not. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:216. This verse highlights that our feelings, while valid, are often part of a broader divine plan, and what may seem uncomfortable is sometimes the very mechanism through which Allah directs our lives toward what is ultimately beneficial. Discomfort and restlessness often emerge when we are in situations that no longer serve our growth or align with our true potential. Perhaps we feel stuck in a job that does not fulfill us, in a relationship that feels stagnant, or in routines that have become unproductive. These feelings are not punishments or signs of failure, rather they are signals from Allah nudging us to reassess, reflect, and prepare for new directions. The heart which feels unease is being made aware that a shift is necessary, and this awareness is the first step toward transformation. Real-life experiences illustrate this principle vividly. Consider a person who has felt unfulfilled in their career for years. The constant nagging sense of dissatisfaction may drive them to explore new opportunities, learn new skills, or seek guidance, ultimately leading them to a role or connection that profoundly changes their professional trajectory. Similarly, someone experiencing tension or stagnation in a relationship may feel a deep inner push to address the issues, seek clarity, or even let go, thereby making room for healthier and more meaningful connections that align with divine timing. These feelings of unease also serve as a test of patience and reliance on Allah. Often the redirection process requires us to endure uncertainty, remain steadfast, and trust that Allah's plan is unfolding even when the path is not yet clear. This is a spiritual opportunity to cultivate resilience, gratitude, and faith, understanding that moments of discomfort are temporary and purpose-driven. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified this principle throughout his life, showing patience and trust in Allah's guidance during times of challenge, even when outcomes were not immediately apparent. By maintaining trust and seeking Allah's guidance through prayer, reflection, and supplication, the believer aligns their heart and mind with divine direction, making them ready to recognize and embrace the changes that Allah is orchestrating. Additionally, these feelings often inspire introspection, self-assessment, and proactive action. They push the believer to examine their choices, habits, and relationships with sincerity, humility, and awareness. By listening attentively to the signals within the heart, one can discern areas that need improvement, decisions that need reconsideration, and paths that are misaligned with purpose. Allah often uses these internal cues to prepare the believer for the next stage of life, ensuring that when the redirection occurs, the individual is spiritually, mentally, and emotionally ready to embrace the blessing and navigate it wisely. Ultimately, recognizing discomfort, doubt, or restlessness as divine signals encourages the believer to pay close attention to the heart, trust Allah's plan, and remain open to transformation. These feelings are often the first whispers of guidance, a call to reflection and action, and a reminder that Allah is actively redirecting your life toward a path of greater purpose, growth, and blessing. Recognizing the first sign, sudden clarity or insight about life decisions after periods of confusion, is one of the most profound indicators that Allah is redirecting your life. Life often places us in situations where uncertainty, doubt, and hesitation dominate our minds. We may feel lost in our career, unsure about a relationship, or conflicted about personal choices. During these moments, the heart and mind can feel heavy, making it difficult to distinguish the right path from distractions or temporary desires. Yet Allah, in His infinite wisdom, sends moments of clarity to illuminate the direction we should take. These flashes of understanding, whether subtle or striking, are divine signals that our current path may be ending and a new purposeful direction is about to unfold. The Qur'an reminds us, and Allah guides whom He wills to a straight path. Surah An-Nur 24:51. Such guidance is often delivered through inner awareness, insight, or sudden realizations, signaling that we are being prepared to receive what Allah has destined for us. This clarity often emerges at a precise moment, just when the believer has struggled long enough to develop patience, wisdom, and resilience. The mind and heart may suddenly perceive a solution, a next step, or a course of action that had previously seemed elusive. It may appear as a moment of inspiration, an understanding of lessons that were hidden in past experiences, or a profound realization about relationships, career, or personal growth. These moments are often accompanied by a sense of certainty and alignment, a feeling that the path being revealed is not only right but divinely intended. Real-life examples illustrate this beautifully. A professional who has been uncertain about career choices may suddenly understand the exact direction to take just before meeting a mentor who provides crucial guidance. A student may gain insight into the purpose of their studies or passions precisely when the right teacher, peer, or opportunity appears. A person struggling in a relationship may suddenly recognize the actions needed to move forward in a way that aligns with Allah's will. Clarity and insight are not merely intellectual realizations, they are often deeply spiritual experiences that resonate in the heart, providing reassurance and confidence. When these moments occur, the believer often experiences a profound sense of alignment, as if Allah is quietly affirming that the current chapter is concluding and a new significant chapter is about to begin. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified the importance of recognizing and acting upon such guidance, demonstrating that divine clarity requires attention, discernment, and decisive action. Acting upon these moments ensures that the redirection Allah intends is fully realized, transforming insight into meaningful change. These signs of clarity also cultivate trust, patience, and hope. When a person experiences sudden understanding after periods of confusion, they are reminded that Allah's plan is precise and that every challenge, delay, or obstacle was purposeful. This realization encourages believers to remain patient, rely on divine wisdom, and trust that forthcoming opportunities, people, or circumstances are part of a perfectly orchestrated plan. The Quran emphasizes the importance of trust and patience, reminding us that Allah's guidance is always available to those who seek it sincerely. Furthermore, this clarity encourages action, reflection, and preparation. It inspires the believer to align their intentions, habits, and decisions with the insight they have received. By doing so, they become ready to embrace the changes, opportunities, or people that Allah is directing toward them. This preparation ensures that when the redirection occurs, the individual is spiritually, emotionally, and practically ready to engage fully, maximizing the blessing and fulfilling the divine purpose intended for them. Recognizing the second sign, unexpected opportunities or doors opening that were previously unseen, is one of the clearest indications that Allah is redirecting your life. Often when we feel stuck, uncertain, or restless, it is because our current circumstances are no longer aligned with our purpose, and Allah is preparing a new path for us. These openings may appear as chance encounters, sudden invitations, new responsibilities, or opportunities that seem to arrive from nowhere. While they may appear coincidental, they are carefully orchestrated by Allah to guide us toward the next stage of growth, success, or fulfillment. The Quran reminds us, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." Surah An-Talaq 65:3. These opportunities are often paired with divine guidance, ensuring that the believer who pays attention and acts wisely will benefit greatly from the redirection Allah has arranged. Unexpected opportunities often appear just as the believer has reached a point of readiness, having grown through prior challenges, reflection, and patience. For example, someone who has been struggling in their career may suddenly receive a job offer, a networking connection, or an invitation to a project that perfectly aligns with their skills and aspirations. Similarly, a student who has been uncertain about their path may find a scholarship, mentorship, or learning experience opening doors that were previously inaccessible. In personal life, an individual may experience relational opportunities, such as meeting a mentor, partner, or friend who profoundly impacts their spiritual, emotional, or practical development. These moments are rarely random. They are divine signals indicating that the preparation period is concluding and a new chapter is beginning, designed to bring blessings, growth, and alignment with Allah's plan. Real-life examples highlight the power of this sign. A person who has been struggling financially may suddenly encounter a business opportunity, funding, or client that provides stability and growth. A professional stuck in a dead-end position may meet a colleague, mentor, or employer who recognizes their talent and provides a transformative opportunity. A believer experiencing relational challenges may find a supportive community, a friend, or a partner who aligns with their values and facilitates personal growth. In each of these examples, the opportunities appear precisely at the time when they are most needed, reflecting Allah's perfect orchestration and divine timing. This sign emphasizes the importance of attentiveness, trust, and readiness. Opportunities often require discernment. The believer must be spiritually, emotionally, and practically prepared to recognize the doors Allah opens. By maintaining trust in Allah and remaining attentive to subtle signs, one can identify which opportunities are divinely guided and act upon them with wisdom, patience, and integrity. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified this principle, demonstrating careful observation, thoughtful decision-making, and reliance on Allah while engaging with opportunities as they arose, ensuring that his actions aligned with divine guidance. Additionally, these openings foster hope, courage, and motivation. When doors begin to open unexpectedly, the believer gains reassurance that Allah is actively guiding their path, orchestrating circumstances for their benefit, and redirecting them toward their true purpose. This encourages a proactive mindset, inspiring believers to pursue opportunities, embrace change, and move forward with faith and confidence. By recognizing and seizing these moments, the believer positions themselves to fully experience the blessings Allah is preparing, ensuring that each new opportunity contributes to spiritual, emotional, and practical growth. Ultimately, the appearance of unexpected opportunities is a divine sign that Allah is redirecting your life, providing the exact conditions necessary for progress, growth, and fulfillment, and preparing the way for meaningful encounters, experiences, and blessings that align with His perfect plan. Recognizing the third sign, people entering or leaving your life in ways that align with your growth and purpose, is a powerful indication that Allah is actively redirecting your life. Often we find ourselves holding on to relationships that feel familiar or comfortable, even when they no longer serve our spiritual, emotional, or practical growth. Similarly, we may encounter new individuals whose arrival seems sudden, unexpected, or even challenging, yet they play a critical role in guiding us toward the path Allah intends. Every person who enters or exits our life does so under Allah's precise orchestration, whether to teach a lesson, provide support, or prepare us for new opportunities. The Quran reminds us, and we made some of them allies to others, and some of them enemies. Surah Al-Anfal, 873. This verse highlights that every interaction, every bond, and every separation is purposeful, serving a larger divine plan designed to align us with the people, experiences, and guidance we truly need. The departure of certain people can be as significant as the arrival of new ones. Sometimes Allah removes individuals from our lives who may have inadvertently blocked our growth, held us back, or caused repeated harm or distraction. While such departures may initially bring discomfort or sorrow, they create space for blessings, opportunities, and connections that are better suited to our path. This process requires patience and trust, as letting go can be emotionally challenging, yet it is a sign of divine intervention, signaling that a new chapter is about to begin. Similarly, the arrival of new people often coincides with moments when the heart and mind are ready to receive guidance, mentorship, or support. These individuals may serve as teachers, friends, collaborators, or companions who inspire growth, encourage positive change, or help fulfill a greater purpose in life. Real-life examples illustrate this dynamic clearly. A student who struggles to find support or guidance may suddenly meet a mentor or peer whose insight transforms their understanding and opens doors to success. A professional may encounter a colleague or employer who challenges them to grow, recognize potential, or seize opportunities that had previously been invisible. In personal life, a friend, partner, or community member may appear at the exact moment needed to provide emotional support, spiritual guidance, or encouragement to pursue a new path. Conversely, someone who had caused repeated tension or negativity may leave the individual's life, creating space for positive growth and preparation for future blessings. Each of these experiences reflects Allah's careful orchestration, ensuring that relationships are purposeful and aligned with divine timing. This sign also emphasizes attentiveness, reflection, and spiritual awareness. Believers are encouraged to observe the patterns in their relationships, discern the lessons each person brings, and remain open to the redirection that Allah provides. By paying attention to who enters and exits their lives, individuals can better understand the divine guidance at work, responding with wisdom, gratitude, and patience. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified this awareness, recognizing the purpose of relationships and interactions and aligning his responses with divine guidance, demonstrating that meaningful connections require attention, reflection, and action. Furthermore, recognizing this sign fosters trust, hope, and resilience. When people leave or arrive in alignment with Allah's plan, the believer is reminded that life is carefully guided, that every interaction serves a purpose, and that blessings are being prepared even if they are not immediately visible. By embracing these changes and trusting in Allah's wisdom, the believer positions themselves to fully experience the growth, support, and opportunities that new relationships and departures facilitate, ensuring that each encounter contributes to spiritual, emotional, and practical development. Recognizing the fifth sign, recurring reminders, synchronicities, and gentle nudges from Allah, is a profound indicator that He is actively redirecting your life. Often these signs appear in subtle ways: repeated numbers, frequent references to certain ideas or people, overheard advice, or recurring lessons that seem to demand attention. While these occurrences may seem coincidental to the casual observer, they are deliberate, divine signals designed to guide the believer toward reflection, action, and alignment with Allah's plan. The Quran reminds us, "And whatever strikes you of disaster, it is for what your hands have earned, but He pardons much." Surah Ash-Shura, 42:30. This verse indicates that while trials and patterns appear in life, they often carry guidance, wisdom, and a call to redirect our focus toward the path Allah intends. These repeated nudges are His way of ensuring that the believer notices, reflects, and responds appropriately to the changes He is orchestrating. Recurring reminders often appear in ways that disrupt routine or draw attention at just the right moments. It may be a conversation that surfaces repeatedly, a particular lesson in a book or lecture that seems to speak directly to one's circumstances, or a series of experiences that consistently emphasize the same message. These nudges are not meant to be ignored. They are divine signals, encouraging the believer to pay attention, make necessary changes, and prepare for the redirection that is taking place. Life synchronicities often coincide with moments of readiness, meaning that the believer's heart and mind are being primed to receive guidance, act decisively, and embrace new directions or opportunities. Real life experiences highlight the power of this sign. A person may repeatedly encounter advice regarding patience, financial prudence, or relational boundaries, which ultimately prepares them to make a crucial decision or welcome an important person into their life. A student may see the same concept, idea, or principle emerge across multiple contexts, subtly guiding them toward academic or spiritual insight that aligns with future opportunities. A professional may notice recurring signs or coincidences that point toward the right job, mentor, or project. Even personal relationships may be influenced by these subtle nudges, as Allah orchestrates the arrival of people, support, or guidance precisely when it is most needed. These patterns serve as confirmation that the changes occurring are intentional and divinely guided. This sign emphasizes the importance of attentiveness and reflection. Believers are encouraged to cultivate mindfulness, prayer, and awareness so that they can recognize these divine nudges. Ignoring repeated signs may result in missed opportunities or delays, whereas attentiveness allows the believer to respond with clarity, wisdom, and trust. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified this attentiveness throughout his life, recognizing subtle signs, reflecting on patterns, and responding in a manner aligned with divine guidance. Through this practice, the believer learns to interpret life's events not as mere coincidence, but as carefully orchestrated signals from Allah, directing them toward growth, purpose, and blessings. Recognizing these recurring signs fosters hope, patience, and trust. The believer comes to understand that life is not random, that Allah is continually guiding them, and that the redirection taking place is both purposeful and beneficial. These subtle signals prepare the heart for change, cultivate readiness to embrace new opportunities, and encourage spiritual alignment. By observing, reflecting, and responding to these nudges, the believer positions themselves to fully experience the blessings Allah has prepared, ensuring that the redirection of their life leads to growth, fulfillment, and alignment with divine wisdom.